O Captain, My Captain by Walt Whitman. O Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every rack, the prize we sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people all exulting, while follow eyes to steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. But oh heart, 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 oh the bleeding drops of red, for on the deck my Captain lies, falling cold and dead. O Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills. For you bouquets and ribboned wreaths, for you the shores are crowding. For you they call the swaying mast, their eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head, it's some dream that on the deck you falling cold and dead. My Captain does not answer me, his lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm, he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip, the victor ship comes in with object won. Exalt, O shores, and ring, O bells, but I, with mournful tread, walk the deck, my Captain lies, falling cold and dead.
Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did guard and gibble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the morats outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his purple sword in hand, long time did the manxome foe he sout. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And, as in a fresh thought, he stood. The Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snake or snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. Oh, fragile stay, Callooh, Callay! He chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves to guide and gibble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the morats outgrabe.
This is from William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, a Helena monologue. How happy some, or other some, can be! Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know to all, but he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities, things base and vile hold no quantity, form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind any judgment or taste, wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, the boy, love, is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed on oaths that he was only mine. But when that halesome heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and the shores of oaths did melt. So I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight, and then to the woods he will tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a great expense. For herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Luke by Mary Oliver. I had a dog who loved the flowers. Briskly she went through the field, yet paused for the honeysuckle or the rose, her dark head and her wet nose, touching the face of everyone, with its petals of silk, its fragrance rising into the air, where the bees, their bodies heavy with pollen, hovered. And easily she adored every blossom, but not in the serious, careful that way that we choose this blossom or that blossom, the way we praise or don't praise, the way we love or don't love, but the way we long to be happy, in the heaven of earth, that wild, that loving.
Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Well, son, I'll tell you. Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Bare. But all the time, I's been a climbing on, and reaching landings, and turning corners, and sometime going in the dark, where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps, 'cause you find it's kinda hard. Don't you fall now, for I still going, honey. I still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair.
A Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away, in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep, while I weep. Oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream?
If by E.E. Cummings. If freckles were lovely, and day was night, and measles were nice, and a lie weren't a lie, life would be a delight, but things couldn't go right, for in such a sad plight I wouldn't be I. If earth was heaven, and now was hence, and past was present, and false was true, there might be some sense, but I'd be in suspense, for on such a pretense you wouldn't be you. If fear was plucky, and globes were square, and dirt was cleanly, and tears were glee, things would seem fair, yet they'd all despair, for if here was there, we wouldn't be we.
Roosters by Elizabeth Coatsworth. Get out of my way, said Rooster 1. I won't, said Rooster 2. You won't? I won't. You shall. I shan't. Cock-a-doodle-doo. They pecked, they kicked, they fought for hours. There was a great to-do. You're a very fine fighter, said Rooster 1. You're right, said Rooster 2.
Escape at Bedtime by Robert Louis Stevenson. The lights from the parlor and kitchen shone out through the blinds and windows and bars, and high overhead and all moving about there were thousands of millions of stars, and there ne'er were such thousands of leaves on a tree, nor of people in church or the park, as the crowds of the stars looked down upon me, and that glittered and winked in the dark. The dog and the plow, and the hunter and all, and the star of the sailor and Mars. These shone in the sky, and the pail by the wall would be half full of water and stars. And they saw me at last, and they chased me with cries, and they soon had packed me into bed. But the glory kept shining and bright in my eyes, and the stars going round in my head.
So, I did Cartwheels by Mary Lundberg Smith, and here we go.
We never laughed much. There was something solemn about your mother's gleaming kitchen. The cake displayed like a rare museum piece under its plastic dome. Though we spent hours reading comics, practicing our cartwheels on your sunny lawn, and making up rhymes about the boys you knew. I was almost relieved to go home. Your mother was tight-lipped, disapproving, older than anyone else's mother. And when she took her long leap into the bay, I avoided you. I could not step across the lawn where we did our acrobatics without the sudden vision of your mother turning slow, silent cartwheels through the fog.